how the icon looks like, guys, go ahead, click on it, create an entire card visual, and let me know once you are done. I'm showing you once again. So in case you haven't paid attention, brother, see it once again on my screen right now. Click on the card visual. Once you have it, make it smaller. Get your sale into your cardboard box and you will have 1 million. Then you go and click on format. Then you click on call out value and you make your value decimal place 1. That's it, and you are done. Copy paste it 2 times and create one for cost and one for profit. And if you have this question, sir, how do I change the background color? How do I change the font color? All of this is for later. For now, let's focus on creating a dashboard. How to make a pretty Picasso dashboard later, not right now. So focus on the functionality, not the aestheticness of it. All right? Sure. Sir, how do I copy paste? Brother, Control C, Control V, universal shortcut. All right? Same thing that you have done all your life. Control C, Control V. All right? And if you are unable to copy paste, some laptops might have an issue. I can't fix that for you. What you need to do is make the second card once again. So if you are unable to copy paste, again click on 1, 2, 3. Again go and get your cost into the field box. And then make it smaller and put it wherever you want. So if you are not able to copy paste, just do it once again. Alright? Perfect. Got it? Guys, finding it simple. How many of y'all feel this is way simpler than what you thought? Yes or no in the Zoom chat. Easy lag raha hai? Maza aa raha hai? Yeah? Simple hai. Isme what is the difficult part? Right? Sir, badhiya hai, simple hai, easy hai so far. Chalo, cool. Alright, let's go ahead and now look at how to create our next visual. And our next visual is going to be a table. Now, when it comes to a table, my friend, let me help you understand why this is important. I'll give you a very recent example, right? I came back from Dubai on the 24th, right? A week back, right? When I went to Dubai for a few days, just on a small vacation, I booked my entire stay in 4 Point by Sheraton, which is a Marriott property, right? When it comes to that, I used my Marriott points to book the hotel. I went ahead and used my air miles on Star Alliance to book an Air India flight to Dubai and coming back from Dubai as well. Now there were multiple options. I could have booked a hotel of any Accor property or some local Airbnb, etc., etc. But I went with a Marriott property because I had reward points in Marriott. I could have gone with any other airline also, not just Air India. There was Emirates also and 10 more airlines. But I went with Air India because I had Star Alliance reward points. What does it tell you? It tells you that a lot of big companies have a loyalty system, a membership or a reward system to make sure that their customers stay loyal to them. And this is observable across the globe, across every major company. Amazon has Amazon Prime to make you stay with Amazon and not go to Flipkart. Zomato has Zomato Gold. Swiggy has Swiggy One. You have your Turkish Airlines having a program called Smiles and Miles. You have Air India having Star Alliance. You have Marriott Bonvoy having the Marriott program. Every big company in the entire world make sure that they reward their best customers and make them stay loyal to them. So my question to you is, as someone who is running such a big corporation, don't you think you should also identify your best customers, which has gotten you the most amount of sales, most amount of profit, and create a membership system for them so they don't go to any other company or any other store as well and they stick to your store? And that's how you can retain the revenue and the profit even if you don't spend an extra rupee in advertising, my friend. How many of y'all feel that is very important for a company as big as SN Corporation? Yes or no in the Zoom chat? Agree? So, want to go ahead and build a table where you can see what customers you have and their cumulative sales, cumulative cost, cumulative profit. You might wonder, sir, ye to I have na, Excel data I have. What is the difference here? The difference is the following. Imagine the first 5 orders are placed by Ruby Patel. If the first 5 orders are placed by Ruby Patel, I will see Ruby Patel 5 times in Microsoft Excel. I will see 5 different sales, 5 different cost, 5 different profit. What we are seeing in Power BI is the cumulative sales. Total sales, total cost, total profit. That is how it is different. So if I have a customer placing 17 orders, I am seeing that customer only once and the total sales of all that 17 orders combined together. So how do I create this table, guys? It's easier than what you think. Let me show you how it works. All right, let me first of all Control Z, go back to only a single Ruby Patel. And now, guys, I want to create a table. Barabar? So first of all, what do I need to do? Packaging prepare karna hoga, right? If I want to have an Amazon delivery, packaging is important, correct? So I'm going to go ahead and create a packaging for it. Here I have in the visual pane, table. You see this? Table. Click on table. Do not click on the next icon, which is very similar looking. It's called a matrix. Don't click on that. Click on table. Okay? Once you click on table, you can put it right below your first card visual, something like this. Now, what do we want to see here? Again, we have to put inside the package delivery, right? I have a card box. I have to put things inside it, right? I want to see the customer name, their sales, their cost, their profit. All I have to do is click on customer name, hold my cursor and drag it in this package. Khatam. I now have all my customers here, as you can see, all of them. Yeah. Then I will get my total sales. I will get my sales and drop it here. So now I have the sales of every customer right here. Easy, easy peasy, right? What about our cost? I will drag my cost also here. And I can make my package a bit bigger, right? Because, for example, AC coming from Amazon will be having a different package and a water bottle will be having a different package, right? Bigger boxes. So we can make this into a bigger box. How about that? And now I can have my profit also. Done. That's it. Not rocket science, right? Now you have customer name, sales, cost, profit, and you can see everything for each and every customer as well. And that's literally how you make a table. That's literally as simple as it can get, all right? So go ahead, make one, my friend. Once you are done, you can go from this to this very quickly, get it done. Once you are done, drop in a dancer in the Zoom chat. The Zoom chat is open. Let's go ahead and make this quickly. Kalyani is saying dancer. Jaya Brata, Anurup is saying dancer. Tushar, Ketki, Mehul, a lot of people are saying dancer. Chalo, great. Dancer, perfect. Done. All right. Will I be getting the notes? Of course, yes. Dancer, chalo, perfect. All right. Now, let's go ahead and look at how we can create our next visual. The next visual that we are going to have is something that you have seen in Microsoft Excel also, or PowerPoint also, or a Google Sheets also. What am I talking about? I'm talking about a column chart. But when it comes to Microsoft Power BI, our column chart is a bit different, I would say, yes, a bit different than what we normally make, a bit more advanced also, right? So let's see what we are supposed to make first of all. Guys, I want to show to my boss. Okay, imagine you are showing this to your boss. I want to show to my boss the total sales. The total sales for every subcategory of product that we have. So remember, guys, we have a subcategory as well. This is the subcategory. I want to show to my boss for every subcategory that I have, what is the total sales and which subcategory has performed the best for us. Here I can see that bookcases has gotten us a lot of sales. How do I show this to my boss? Let's understand that. And for you to understand this, what you need to do is go back to your school days. All right. So what do I mean by that? Chala, I'm going to explain this to you. Guys, I don't know about you, but when I was in school, right, I had maths statistics period where I had a graph paper, green graph paper. How many of y'all, just to understand, how many of y'all had a green graph paper back in your school, college days, had a vertical line, horizontal line, X, Y axis? Most of y'all, I'm seeing all of y'all, I think. Okay. Guys, remember, okay, let's go back to our school days. Let's walk down the memory lane as well. We had a graph paper. It had a vertical line. It had a horizontal line. Okay, ऐसा होता था, बराबर? The horizontal line was called what? The x-axis. Horizontal was called the x-axis. The vertical one was called the y-axis. Correct? So, when it comes to this column chart, we also have a horizontal axis and a vertical axis. Correct or not? So, before we go and figure out everything else, we need to be clear about two things. Column chart will have x-axis and y-axis. What is going to be in our column chart, our x-axis, guys, what do you see horizontal? Is it subcategory which is going left to right, or is it sales? Let me know in the Zoom chat. What is going left to right, guys? What is this? Bookcases, chairs, appliances? क्या होता है ये? Subcategory है? Correct? Subcategory. Can I have a subcategory in the Zoom chat if you agree it's subcategory? Yes. That is our x-axis. What is our y-axis, guys? Now tell me in the Zoom chat, what is our y-axis? Sales. Sales, everyone agrees. Sales is going vertical, as you can see. Correct? So, one thing is very clear. Our basics are very clear. You guys are super smart, super quick to understand this also, irrespective of you having a graph paper in school or not. X matlab horizontal, Y matlab vertical. Our X is subcategory, our Y is sales. Bingo? Yeah? Chalo. So let's go ahead and make a column chart with this limited knowledge. Cool? Now, in the visualizations pane, I want to create a cardboard box. For what? For my column chart. So where do I have my column chart? It is right here. In the first row, fourth item. You see this, guys? Clustered column chart. Yeah? Now there are three types of column chart that one can have. You have something called as a stacked column chart. Then you have something called as a 100% stacked column chart. And both of them at this point are useless. So I'm going to go ahead and focus on what we are actually supposed to use, which is our column chart, which is a clustered column chart. Okay? So fourth icon, first row. Click on it. And you will be having your cardboard box inserted. Barabar? Now, one very important thing to understand. If you have made this mistake, I want to clarify. If you have your table selected, and by mistake if you click on column chart, your table will convert to a column chart. Don't do that. You need to deselect. Press Ctrl Z to undo it, or you can just click on the undo button at the top left corner. Deselect everything. Don't have something selected. And then click on the column chart. Okay? Second mistake that some people might have made, so I want to clarify this, my friend. If you by mistake have clicked on, let's say, a customer name, for example, Aaron Bootman. The moment you click on Aaron Bootman, your entire card visual will show you data only for Aaron Bootman. So for example, sales will become 1635, as you can see. Cost will become 818, 817 will be the profit. If you have done something like this by mistake, again click on Aaron Bootman to deselect it. So if you have your numbers changing and you are panicking, sir, my numbers have changed, what did I do? Nothing. If you have clicked on Aaron by mistake, just click on it once again. It will deselect it. This is a concept called interactivity. And we are going to learn about it as well, but in some time. So if you have done this, don't worry, it's not technically a mistake. You have just discovered a functionality of Power BI on your own, all right? But if you have deselected, okay? Chalo. So coming back to our column chart, my friend, when it comes to our column chart, see what all do we require? We require a lot of things. X-axis, oh my god. Y-axis, oh my god. Legend, small multiples, tooltips, so many things. But what if I told you everything is very simple? Let's start off with what we are aware about. X and Y-axis. Barabar hai? How do we go and use our X and Y-axis? Our Y-axis is our sales. We all have understood that. Barabar? So get our sales into our Y-axis. That's it. Sales, put that into your Y-axis. The moment you do that, you will have one column having the total sales of the company. One column having the total sales of the entire company. But now I want to break this one column into smaller pieces, having subcategory wise sales. Think of it like this. You have a watermelon, right? Now, let's say you have 4 friends coming to your house and you only have one watermelon. Including you, there are 5 people. So you will have to cut that watermelon into 5 pieces, correct? So how do you do that? By adding the x-axis. So if I want to go from one column having the entire data to smaller columns, I will go and add my subcategory into my x-axis. And the moment I do that, that entire one column data will be split across different subcategories. But here's the best part. If you add every single column, so if you add the sales of this column plus this column plus this column plus this column and so on till the last one, it will always be equal to the total sales of the company. So if I cut a watermelon into 5 pieces and if I just stick all the 5 pieces together, right, it will still be one watermelon. It won't be half watermelon or 2 times the watermelon size, right? It will be the same watermelon. That's what you have here. All you are doing is splitting that one big watermelon into 5 pieces, or in this case, 10-15 pieces. That's it, right? And this is how you can build your column chart with your X and Y axis. As simple as it can get. Everyone clear with X and Y axis, guys? Easiest part of the entire column chart process, yes? Chalo, bingo, perfect. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, perfect. All right, yes. Cool guys. Now, let's go ahead and understand the rest of the stuff, okay? Legend, what exactly is it? Let's understand legend, okay? And I'll give you a very practical scenario. Guys, I want you all to understand one thing. There is no person, company, department in the entire world who will even give you 1 rupee if you know Power BI. People don't pay you if you know Power BI or if you have learned Power BI. People pay you if you know how to solve problems using Power BI. There's a very big difference, right? You can be knowing 10 things about the entire world, but if you don't know how to solve problems with that knowledge, no one's going to pay you stuff. So my goal is to not teach you a software. वो तो कोई भी कर सकता है. My goal is to help you understand how you can develop a problem solving ability. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay? Throughout the entire workshop, I'll tell you multiple ways in which you can solve problems. Imagine you are right now in a meeting, Monday meeting, the one that we have, right? And your boss suddenly tells you, Jatan, I have Mr. Rakesh right next to us. And Mr. Rakesh wants to understand for every subcategory that we have, that we are selling in our company, how much of sales has come from the north region, how much has come from the south region, how much has come from the central region. So north, central, south, I want Mr. Rakesh to understand, for example, when it comes to bookcases, how much are we selling in north, south and central, so that he can allocate the marketing budget accordingly. So that aisa na ho that tomorrow we are not selling anything in the north region and we are still giving 1/3 budget of marketing to the north region. I don't want that to happen from Mr. Rakesh. So can you show Mr. Rakesh north, south and central breakdown of every single subcategory sales? How many of y'all feel that's a freaking valid question to expect from the marketing head of your company? Yes or no? Agree? Disagree? What do you think? So how do you solve this? Yeah? How do you solve this? You solve this by using something called as legend. I'll give you a very simple example. Imagine 5 friends, including you, have come to your house. Let's take the example of the watermelon. You have divided the watermelon into 5 pieces. Now suddenly, you have 10 more friends. Alright? Now you have 10 more friends coming in. Now if you have, or if you want to have every friend of yours have a watermelon piece, what will you have to do? You will have to divide each of those 5 pieces into 3 more pieces So 5 into 3 is 15 and everyone can have watermelon. Don't tell me I can order one more from Swiggy or Zomato or Blinkit or whatever, alright? This is a very simple example, alright? So what do you have to do? You have to divide every piece into 3 pieces then. That's exactly what legend will do for you. So for example, if I add region into legend, see what happens. Every single column that I had, bookcases, chairs, appliances, etc., all of them are further divided into 3 columns. So here I have central bookcases. Here I have north bookcases. And here I have south bookcases. So instead of showing total sales of bookcases from all 3 regions in one column, it is further breaking down that one column into 3 more columns. And that's the case for every other subcategory as well. So same way, we had 5 pieces, they are broken into 3 more pieces. Same way what we have here, my friend. So if you ever want to deep dive into a specific element, if you further want to analyze your data into something else as well, you use something called as legend, which will further break your data into more pieces. And this is the use of legend to further analyze your data. However, it makes your entire column chart look very complicated. So I personally don't use legend unless I have a question like this. Normally, I don't use legend. But I hope you're able to understand the logic behind when to use legend, my friend, which is when you want to break down your data for the second time. One more time you want to further break down your data. How many of y'all here are able to understand this? Drop in a big yes if you have found legend to be useful in answering this question for you. Make sense? Imagine, always remember the watermelon example. 5 friends becoming 15 friends. That's exactly what we have done, my friend. Alright? This is what legend will do for you. However, you don't need to add legend because legend is something that you add only when required. Your job, always remember this. Your job is to make sure the data that you are presenting is understood to your boss and your client and your manager. You know what most people do? They will keep this legend and make their entire column chart look very complicated. And they will be like, wow, my boss will be very happy. Such a complicated dashboard I have built. But ask yourself, if you were the manager, would you prefer to look at a complicated dashboard that you might not understand and you have to spend a lot of time trying to understand it? Or would you rather look at a simple yet effective dashboard? I'm sure it's the second option, right? So always remember, effectiveness is what is rewarded, not complicated or complexity. As simple as that. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and remove region from my legend. Then comes small multiples. Small multiples is right now in a beta phase. It is prone to crashing a dashboard. So I'm not teaching you all small multiples. Whenever it has a stable version, I will give you a video about it. What is more important is tooltips. Let's learn about tooltips, my friend. Very, very important. When it comes to tooltips, it's one of the most amazing function and the most simple function in Power BI. Let me give you an example. Guys, right now, if you hover over any of the columns, you will see 2 pieces of information. One is your name of the subcategory. So if I hover over bookcases, I will see the name of the subcategory, which is bookcases, of course, and I will see the total sales of bookcases, correct? Now let's say my boss tells me, Jatan, can you also show me? I want to see an overall picture of how the subcategory has performed. So along with the total sales, can you show me the total profit for every subcategory? And can you show me the total quantity for every subcategory as well? In that case, what to do? Now, you know what most people will do? If they want to show the profit and the quantity sold for every subcategory, they will try to go and get profit into the y-axis. The moment they do that, your boss will be like, Arey Jatan, don't make all of this very complicated for me. Don't add more columns. But without adding more columns, can you show me the profit and the quantity for every subcategory? Interesting, right? How is it possible? Without adding more columns, How can I show someone the profit or the quantity? That is where you have something called as tooltips being very effective. What does tooltip do? Tooltip basically shows your audience extra information on demand. It shows your audience extra information on demand. For example, what is Netflix? Netflix is on-demand entertainment, right? Netflix doesn't have to be continuously on 24 hours in a day. If you feel like watching Netflix, you will go click on the application and you will watch whatever show you want to watch. Same way, the moment I add profit into my tooltip and quantity into my tooltip, both of them become on demand like Netflix. So for example, on my entire column chart, nothing has changed. Everything is the way it was earlier. But now, if I hover over any of my columns, see what happens. Now I get to see only when I hover over a column, the total profit and the total quantity of that column. So here I can see bookcases, sales, and profit and quantity as well. So only when the user requires it on demand, whenever they hover over a column, they see extra pieces of information. So what exactly is tooltips? Tooltips gives extra information about a particular element of your column chart when the user hovers over that column. So if I have profit and quantity here, I will be able to go and see that extra information only when I hover over it. This allows you to give an overall picture of every subcategory without making your column chart very complicated as well. How many of you all loved the concept, the idea behind tooltips, which is not there in any other software? Drop in a big yes if you have loved this. Yeah, what do you think? Super cool, super useful. Yeah, guys, I want you all to go ahead and build the entire column chart. You have everything in your notes, which I will be giving you all as well. What is x-axis, what is y-axis, what is legend, what is tooltips as well. So go ahead, this is what you need to have. Your y-axis should be sales, x-axis should be subcategory. Your tooltip has to be profit and quantity, both of them. I couldn't take a full screenshot, but you need to have profit and quantity, both of them, okay, in your tooltips. Go ahead, complete it. Once you are done, drop in a done sir in the Zoom chat, all right? It's a clustered column chart, all right? Done sir, Sumit, Pratik, Tushar, done sir, Mohan, done sir, Nitin, done sir, Aniket, Aishwarya, I can see Raviraj, Neha Khan, I can see Sindhu, I can see Neetu, I can see 5295K. I don't know what your username is, but yeah, sure. I can see Shubham, I can see Rohan, Survey saying understood sir, Reshma, done sir, Chiranjit, done sir, perfect. Deepa, Venkatesh, done sir, perfect. I'm going to show you once again how to do it. So if you are yet to complete it, see my screen, okay? Click on the clustered column chart. Once you are done, get your subcategory as your x-axis, your sales as your y-axis. And then you have your tooltip. Tooltip will be what? It will be your profit, it will be your quantity. That's it. And once you are done, you can make it bigger and your entire column chart is done. All right? Perfect. Done, done, done. All right. Perfect. Now, let's go ahead and look at our next visual. But before I go on to our next visual, I have a magic trick for you, right? Interested in looking at a magic trick? Let's do this. All right. I have a magic trick for you specifically for Power BI, which will save you a lot of time. All right. Now, what am I talking about? Guys, imagine you are presenting this entire dashboard, okay? And you are showing this column chart. Now, suddenly your boss is like, Jatan, I don't like a column chart. I don't appreciate or prefer a column chart. Can you convert this column chart into, let's say, a bar chart? Can you do that? You know what most people will do? Most people will sit, again go to visual pane. They will try to insert a clustered bar chart. Then they will try to add everything once again and do all of that. But what if I told you, you don't even have to do that? If you have created a column chart, you can easily convert a column chart into any chart that you want. How is it possible? Want to see it, guys? You can literally go from a column chart to a bar chart on the click of a button. For example, I can select my column chart. Once I select my column chart, you can see this, guys, in my visual pane. Let me just move aside. In my visual pane, do you see this? My column chart has a box around it, which means that my column chart is activated. However, if I want to go from a column chart to a bar chart, do you know what I have to do? All I have to do is click on a bar chart while having this selected. For example, the moment I click on clustered bar chart, ready for this? 3, 2, 1, boom. Now you have the exact same column chart converted to a bar chart with all the values automatically added to the boxes as well. And that's not even the best part. You can go from a bar chart, to a pie chart, to let's say tree map. How about that? To again a column chart, to again a column chart, to again a bar chart, to again a line chart, to again a column chart. This technically means that the moment you learn how to create a column chart, technically you can create any chart inside of Microsoft Power BI, because you can convert a column chart into anything. You can convert a table into a bar chart into a tree map into a line chart into an area chart, just by clicking on a single button. This allows you to save a lot of time when it comes to making changes in your dashboard. How many of you all found this to be super cool? Can I have a SC in the Zoom chat if you found this to be like a super cool feature inside of Power BI? What do you think? Yeah? All right. Interesting. A lot of people dropping in SC in the Zoom chat. All right, wonderful. Chalo, let's go ahead and look at one more visual, shall we, guys? Before we move on, so far so good, guys. Maza aa raha hai. All of y'all who found Power BI to be difficult, sir, complex है, बहुत difficult होगा. It's not meant for me. Easy लग रहा है? Yeah. So far, interesting. All because of you. Thank you so much. Very interesting. Easy to learn. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Very interesting. Of course, so far excellent and very easy to learn. ठीक है, wonderful. चलो. Let's go ahead and learn a lot more about Power BI now. ठीक है, guys. We are going to go ahead and build another visual, and when we do that, 50% of our entire dashboard would be complete. More than 50%. All right, chalo, let's do this. I hope you have noted down the time. 7:20 p.m. is when we started. To be very specific, 7:22 p.m. All right, chalo. Let's go ahead and look at the next visual. The next visual is going to be what? It is going to be a line chart which shows the total orders that our company has received for every single quarter of every single year. So I want to see quarterly how much have we received in terms of number of orders. Here we can see in the first quarter of 2017, we had a total number of orders as 119, 186, 228, 220, 167, and so on. And before I even teach you how to make this line chart, and the first quarter of every single year, we have the lowest amount of sales. If you just look at this data in the form of a line chart, what conclusion can you draw about this company and the nature of business that it does? Let me know in the Zoom chat, guys. All my smarty pants, tell me in the Zoom chat, what do you think? What is this company? What is the nature of this company? Seasonal, cyclical, all right. Seasonal, cyclical, off seasons, yeah, growing cyclically, Hanji. All right, cyclically, Hanji, absolutely. Now, here's my question to all of y'all as well. My simple, easy question for all of y'all. Guys, if I go ahead and show you this entire data, okay? Now you have understood with the help of the line chart. My question to you is very simple. If I just show you this entire data, how many of y'all feel it is next to impossible to just look at this entire data and come to the conclusion that this company is into a seasonal business. What do you think? Yes or no? Agree with me or disagree with me? Can you make sure this company is cyclical just by looking at this entire data, scrolling through it? The answer is freaking no, you can't do that. Now are you able to understand why Power BI is important? समझ आ रहा है? Why having these kind of visuals are very, very important. There is a quote, right? A picture speaks 1,000 words. Humans are able to understand pictures and charts way better than tabular data. So if you go to your boss with this nonsense, your boss will be like, are you mad? How can I understand the nature of our business? But if you go with this, there's a high chance your boss will appreciate you in front of everyone. That is the reason why we are learning Power BI. You should be very clear about that. Why are we learning Power BI? Why not Microsoft Excel? This is the reason, my friend. Now, what makes Power BI so great is a concept called intersection, a concept called, or rather a functionality called intersection between multiple visuals. I will teach you that as well, which will make your entire dashboard 10 times better. Before that, let's go ahead and learn our line chart. All right, have a look at this. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and first of all insert the cardboard box of our line chart. Right, where is the cardboard box? Right here. You see this, guys? Line chart, second row, first icon. I will click on it. This is a line chart. Once I click on it, I will place it at the bottom right corner. You see that, guys, how everything is coming into a proper symmetry. Everything is happening now systematically, right? This is what we have to go and insert now. Now, when it comes to our line chart, okay, again, we have multiple things. The good news is not all of them are even required. Only two things are required. When it comes to your y-axis, you need to have your order ID. You need to, my friend, having order ID into your y-axis. The moment you get your order ID into your y-axis, you see this? You have the total count of orders, which is how much? 4115. That's exactly the total number of orders that we have here. See this, guys? 4115 orders. All right? So, now we have gotten the total orders. But here's the big question. How do I break it down into quarterly data and yearly data? Most people will not be able to figure this out. If you wanted to have quarterly data, you could have gone to your Excel file and you see your order date is a date. It is not quarterly data. It is not yearly data. So if you want to convert this date into your quarterly and yearly data, there are two options. Either become a Microsoft Excel expert like me, create a helper column here, then go ahead and try to extract the month from this entire date. Once you get the entire month, convert that into a number. Once you get that, go ahead and apply the switch formula before that. All right? And then go ahead and say 1 is equal to quarter 3, 2 is equal to quarter 3, 3 is equal to quarter 3, 4 is equal to quarter 1, and so on and so forth. Then extract the year, use concatenate to combine both the formulas. Kaun karega itna mehnat? Alright, the reason why I am showing you all of this very quickly is because it's not the right way to do things. Even if you know how to do it, it's useless. It will take you a lot of time, a lot of your brain to get to a formula just like that. Why don't you go ahead and use the power of Microsoft Power BI? Let me show you how it is possible. Okay? Chalo. Guys, right here, if you notice, I'm going to show you the genius of Power BI. Ready for this? In your data pane, how many of you all here are able to notice that we have a drop down for our date column? No other column has a drop down. There is no other column which has a drop down, as you can see. Only our date column has a drop down icon. Why is that the case? It is because whenever Power BI gets supplied with any kind of date column, it will automatically, without you even telling Power BI, it will automatically group the data into, are you ready for this? If you click on this arrow, this drop down, you will have something called as date hierarchy. Again, you click on this drop down and you will see year, quarter, month and day. Power BI has automatically grouped your data into different years, different quarters, different months and different days, and you do not have to write any complex formula at all. How many of y'all feel that's awesome? Let me know by dropping in a big yes in the Zoom chat. Isn't that awesome, guys? No need to do things manually. Yeah. So now, all you have to do, ready for this? All you have to do is go to order date, click on the drop down, then go to date hierarchy, click on the drop down. What do you want? You want the yearly data and the quarterly data. So you need to click on the yearly data by putting a tick mark here. Then you have to go and put a tick mark on quarterly data and you are done. That's it. Put a tick mark on year and quarter and you are done. But do it from top to bottom. Always remember, you have to follow Power BI's sequence. So if Power BI is having the data from top to bottom, you can't put a tick mark on quarter first and then on year. If you do that, Power BI will go mental. As you can see, there is some nonsense happening here. What you need to do is go from top to bottom. First year and then quarter. Simple. And you are done. That's all you have to do. So my friend, go ahead and create the entire line chart. Just have your order ID as your y-axis and your order date within that year and quarter in that sequence. Just put a tick mark and it will automatically go into your x-axis and you are done. Once you are done, feel free to let me know by dropping in a done sir, and we shall move towards the next visual, which will complete 2/3 of our entire dashboard. Let's do this, guys. Chalo. Hital, Mansi, Rita, I can see Manoj dropping in a done sir, Del, Bhavna, Kavita, Imran, Madan, Jayanta Bhaumik, I can see Prakash, Jayanti Gupta, I can see Supreet, Amber, Rose, I can see Sagar, Snehal. A lot of people dropping in a done sir, guys. Wonderful. Chalo. Easy peasy so far, yeah. Are we ready to go ahead and look at the next visual? Easy, you teach too well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and do this. All right. Someone is asking, can we get a drinks break? Unless you are Virat Kohli and we are having a cricket match, the answer is no. I'm having 2 water bottles. All right. Hold on. All right. Don't worry. I'm drinking 2 water bottles. Twice as what you are having. All right. Let's go ahead and focus on Power BI. All right. Drinks break. Not happening. All right. Have a look at this, guys. The next visual is going to complete our 2/3 of the entire dashboard. Imagine the entire dashboard is broken down into 3 parts. We have already completed 1/3, and the moment we have our last visual here, our 1/3, another part is complete, and then we have only 1/3 remaining. How cool is that? And I promise you, even this is what we will finish in the next half an hour. Ready for this, guys? Let's go ahead, complete this. All right. The next visual that we are going to make is a pie chart. It's what? It's called a pie chart. And when it comes to this pie chart, my friend, what we are seeing here is the total quantity sold. The total quantity sold for different regions. All right. So here we have the central region, here we have the south region, here we have the north region. My boss wants to find out all the products quantity combined. How much quantity have we sold in north, in south, in central? How do we show this? The best option is a pie chart, correct? So you can see the proportional quantity sold across all the 3 regions, right? So let's go ahead and make a pie chart. And to do that, again, what do we require? A cardboard box. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the pie chart. Ready? 3, 2, 1, pie chart. Inserted, done and dusted. All right. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and place this right at the bottom of my table, and you can see how 2/3 is complete. Now in this pie chart, again, I only have to enter 2 things. Everything is not even required. The only 2 things that you require is values and legend. When it comes to values, you will have to enter a numerical field. There are 2 things that we need to show in this pie chart: quantity and region. ask yourself, what is a numerical column? Is it quantity, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., or is it a region which